I'll listen to you anytime you need somebody to talk to. You're a good young man, and you're going to find that too. You're going to be great at what you do, and you're going to find happiness, and just treat that friend with kindness. That's the only way it can go. Be amicable. And like you said, don't argue. That's a good attitude to take. Just walk away, pray, and the next time you see him, extend that kindness. I gotta go. Love you lots, bro. Send me some links. And I'm gonna try and do something about email to make sure I can like and subscribe. They won't even let me subscribe. I'll figure something out. Have a blessed day, brother.
Yo, yo, yo. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Peace and blessings. Happy Thursday. Feel free to get comfortable. Make yourself at home. I actually insist. You dig? Grab you something to drink. Grab you something to snack on. Whatever your preference. Just make yourself at home. Mikasa is Sukasa. We're going to slow cook this one tonight. Welcome to another stream, another episode of Assembly of Excellence. Grateful to have you here. I'm excited about tonight's discussion. Friday's right around the corner. So, just some words of advice. Don't be so quick to get to work. Leave out at a decent time so you don't have to speed on the highway. You don't want to put people in jeopardy because you're running behind schedule. Just get your clothes together, right? Whatever you're going to take for lunch, whatever you got to do to prepare yourself properly so you're not scrambling like I did this morning. Go ahead and do so because I'm telling you, if I hadn't prepared how I did the day before, it would have been a mess. It would have been a melee. Nonetheless, shout out to my writers, my poets, my content creators, authors, painters, musicians. I got to give my flowers out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for doing what you do. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I'm going to bring my partner up here for this evening. Make sure you go follow him on all social media platforms. Matter of fact, I'm glad I thought about that. If you need to reach out, you have any questions, any comments, any topic ideas that you would like us to discuss up here, email me, DM me. Always open to hear what you guys got to say. That being said, let me bring my brother up here so we can jump into this one tonight. Mr. Matthews is in the building. Y'all make sure y'all show him some love.
Yes, sir.
What's up? What's up, man?
How you be? How you doing?
What's the word?
Oh, the word elated.
Okay, okay. Uh, this one is I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes I think about these subjects that I want to talk about. Then other times it just kind of just come to me. This one just kind of came to me, and it's because I watch too many of these damn dating shows. And every
That's your first
time that
mistake.
I would watch one, yeah, I know, right? The internet dating shows, man, they are absolutely rotten in my brain. But every time I watch them joints, something always come up. It's always this: you're not my type. You're not my type. You're not my type. So then it comes back around where you'll hear you'll hear on a dating show, they'll say you're not my type, you're not tall enough, you're not this, you're not that, you're not this. And then when you go to a more conservative show, they always try to be inclusive with he has to have a personality, he has to be able to make me laugh, he has to be charming, he has to this, that, and third. But then when you go and watch something completely opposite, none of that stuff ever matters. The person can be the nicest, the sweetest, the kindest brother in the world, but he always ends up not being the type or your type. So let's just be frank here. Does personality really matter? Do people really actually care about personality at all? Because I'm
Uh,
starting to think that that's just bullshit.
so most of these shows that are on TV, online, that have screen time, that really talk or that really promote the whole idea of um, the hookup culture or the dating culture or whatnot. It's all a lie, and it's meant to really make someone jaded about what relationships really are. Um, the the physical qualities that people look for, the status, the earning, the physique, the height, the whatever it might be. These are all things to attract someone right now. They're what I call immediate attraction factors. But immediate attraction factors are like the 100-meter dash. They will only get you so far before they become exhausted, before they no longer matter. Something else has to have the lasting power. Something has to be something. There has to be something there that is going to influence a person to want to stay in that relationship. If all you have is the body, the face, the height, the money, the status, if that's all you bring to the table, you might be good for 6 months to a year. Won't last any longer than that. Because after that, there has to be something deeper. You can't be paralyzed from the neck up and expect that a relationship is going to last. It doesn't work that way. There has to be something that a person can connect with, something that a person can use as a way of being able to create trust. And the only way that you can do that is through understanding another person's personality and their behavior. Personality is a part of behavior. So, yes, it's not only important, it's vital. And the relationships that get shown where there's all the drama, all the contention, all the bullshit that goes on, it's not real. That's not how relationships really are. And if they are, you're doing it wrong.
I'm at the point to where I don't trust. I never really had much investment in those shows. I find them entertaining because of the banter and the shit talking, the roasting. Oh, you look like one of your eyes is disproportionate with the other one, or something is like you're just a little too husky for me, or your hair is not real. It's always like that element that makes people watch, and then it sparks this argument in the comment section. Oh, she was mean. Oh, she had to say that. Oh, f that chick, man. She was 304 anyway. She look at her. She like it does that. Nothing really shows me that people really care. Like I was watching one. As soon as the guy came out, everybody popped their balloons on him. Everybody, like instantaneous. They didn't even give the brother a chance to talk. He didn't even get to say a word. I think he said hi, if that. Pop, 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 pop. Okay, let's go to the ladies. Let's ask the ladies why they popped their balloon. So to get to the first one, he's just physically not my type. Well, why is he not your type? Well, I don't want to be mean. And once they say they don't want to be mean, they're about to be mean. So, well, first of all, his pants are too small. You came on a dating show to impress. I think you could have done a little bit better with your outfits. Your shoes are a little too bulky. I don't like bald men, and you're just not my type. And then on the flip side, when the dudes are in the reversal role, they are way more soft on them. Yeah, yeah, she's my type. Yeah, yeah. I would definitely talk to her if I seen her outside in the street. I would. So it's this thing where even if I'm in the real interaction phase and I'm just walking down the street or I'm talking to someone on a job, they have like this thing with them where they look at you with this judgment, like how dare you speak to me or whatever the case may be. And what, you can't even be nice to people no more. So I agree, a lot of relationships, they fail because they rely on the physical aspect of it to sustain them throughout their interaction, and that's just not really where it's at. I yield.
So the biggest reason why those shows are stupid is because women are trying to judge men by the same standards that men judge women. And it's dumb. It's really dumb. I mean, women don't have the same understanding naturally of behavior that instinctually that men do when it comes to sex appeal and what that means. I mean, just look at Taylor Swift and all of her songs. Most of her songs are about choosing the wrong man. So the idea that a woman's going to look at the way the man is dressed. Now, granted, sometimes the way a man is dressed does say something about his confidence, about how he holds himself. And there is something to that. But having women judge men with the same criteria that men judge women is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Because a man is going to evaluate a woman based on her reproductive ability, based on her ability to potentially be a good mother, a good wife, and the ability to have a good household. And the first part of that is looks. Women are prettier than men. This is just a fact. So men are going to have a much easier time saying yes, I would date her, because they are going with their instinct of what they should be looking for in a woman, because it's all about survival. It's all about the process of mating, reproducing, and building community with moral worth. And if a woman is going to be judging on that criteria, she is out of pocket. So basically, what she has done is she has helped that man dodge a bullet. If that's the way that she is judging the men that she's going to date, she's done these men a favor, because these are the women that are going to be uncooperative, that are going to be self-serving, and that are not going to want to uphold feminine ideals. They're not the right women for the kind of relationships that obviously the men on the show are looking for, which is sad. It speaks a lot to the producer and the kind of talent they bring on the show. My God. If women were to accurately judge men, it would be based on their posture, on how they hold themselves, and their ability to make eye contact or to have a sense of presence about them. And if a man has that, regardless of anything else, that is something a woman should be able to work with. Because men are meant to sacrifice. Sacrifice is not pretty, which is why women are prettier than men. Because women don't have to sacrifice the same way that men do. And with that sacrifice comes a certain amount of responsibility and accountability of being able to provide, or being able to, we'll just go with the word provide. Why not? If women are looking for anything more than that, they're being way too demanding. I'll yield the mic.
We did a show not too long ago, and I asked, our expectations. Is there such thing as having or exceeding one's normal limits when it comes to what you prefer and things of that nature? And you're entitled to be attracted to what you want to be attracted to. I get that. What I don't accept is this premise, for one, where you will incite almost this gender war over the fact that a man rejects or says no to you But if the roles are reversed, we're supposed to just eat it on the chin and walk away with no pushback. Just take the L and continue on. Another thing, what they have magazines and different shows and awards for men and women that they deem camera candy, so to speak. I don't know. I'm not. I'm heterosexual. 1,080%. Every guy to me is going to be ugly. I don't think dudes are supposed to be pretty. I think that this biological difference plays a factor for a couple of reasons. We look for certain things in the opposite gender to complement us. So when I hear phrases like he's too pretty or he's too light skinned, what the hell are you talking about? What do you mean he's too pretty? He look like he gets a lot of bitches. He gets it looks like I would get in a lot of. What are you talking about? For whatever reason, these superficial things that we look for, it hasn't really done much for a lot of dating, meeting people, actually getting to talk to people. Now, if I'm a average looking person and I just want to have a conversation with you, what are you saying? I can't have a conversation with you because I don't fit your scale to a T in terms of appearance. So I have to look a certain way to say hi, hold a decent conversation, talk life, talk religion, anything. Maybe it's just me trying to help you out with something. I can't do that either. Or it's going to come off as if I'm creepy. But then in the same breath, y'all will sit here and say you prefer personality. Well, which one is it? I'm looking at it. You have to have the initial spark, but the spark can only be maintained by the conversation and by the exchange of ideas and goals and dreams and hopes, laughter, humor, sarcasm, wit, just different little elements. So personality means a lot more than I think people give it credit for, and it's being disrespected and it's being undermined.
Well, it's being undermined by shows like this balloon popping one. And you kind of made my point where women are saying, well, you're too pretty, or you're too light skinned, or you're too whatever. You look like you get a lot of attention. And that is the absolute wrong way to be looking at it. That is an attempt for control. I want to control the pace of this relationship. And if men were smart, they'd be like, no, I don't think so. You're not worth my time. Bye. Because it is not worth a man's time to have to deal with that. A man is not going to chase a woman. And nor should he. That's not what he does. He he has other more important things to do. If she wants his attention, she can let him know that she wants his attention, and then he can create the connection with her, or he can say I'm interested, and then they can pursue that relationship. But no, men do not pander to women. That's not how it goes. That is a form of that is a sign of weakness, and nothing is more problematic than a weak man. I'm going to say that again because I believe it so emphatically. Nothing is more problematic than a weak man. And when men do not exert some kind of confidence, or I mean, there's always been this adage of act like you don't need her, and there is some truth to this. Don't act like she is the most important thing to you, because if you do that, she's going to walk all over you. It's called the nice guy trap. It never works out. And if you really want to show that you are worth her time, if she pops your balloon, walk away. Okay, bye. And don't even give it a second thought. I guarantee she will be second guessing her decision for the next 2 weeks. Because you did not give her the excitement that she was looking for turning the tables. You basically just pulled an Uno reverse card on her and said, nope, not going to happen. And you just go off and do your own thing. And that's the most important thing. Men have way more important things to do than to pander to the emotional response, to the emotional manipulations of women. It is the negative side. That is the negative side of femininity. When women are trying to utilize they believe they have buying power because of their age, fertility, whatever it might be. They think they're the ones that are in control. Men have always controlled the marriage. Always. They've always controlled the long-term relationship. That's not up to the woman. That's up to the man. Yeah, the woman is going to choose a man that she wants right for him, or for her rather. But that's not going to be, or shouldn't be, based on a criteria that men use for women. Because then that throws it all out of balance. You get women that make hasty decisions, who say that this person is not for me, when how the hell would they know? Because they've judged on a bogus criteria, and they possibly have deselected or disqualified a good man who could really provide her what she actually needs, rather than just giving her the right now that what she's thinking about. The right now doesn't matter. The right now is gone in like 5 minutes. I'll yield the mic.
Think about let's say you have 2 pizzas. One is Domino's, one is Papa John's. You order the exact same pizza from 2 different brands. The price is similar. You go to open up the box. One has 3 to 4 more pepperoni on it than the other one. One of them is a little more than the other one. The other one has the crust is not as crisp as you would like it, while the other one has like that crisp, that texture that you like. My point is, if you don't go beyond the surface, how can you really know for certain? How can you look at somebody? This one right here tripped me out. When people be like, I could tell by their energy. I can, like, I just your vibe is giving that I can walk all over you. It's giving that you don't know how to handle yourself. Giving, it's giving. What the hell are you talking about? Never understood that. I don't know how many times I've prejudged.
Stop it. Get some help.
I don't know how many times I've prejudged somebody based on their appearance, and then when I actually had a chance to talk to them, it was the complete opposite of everything I assumed. Unpopular opinion. While men make poor decisions, a lot of times I think in this arena, we kind of got the edge with vetting, at least. We don't always get it right. But if I was a betting man, I would put my money on men being better judges of character than women are. Very fickle, very up and down. One day you like this, the next day you're bored with it. It's not exciting enough. One day you okay with a guy being average. The next day you want Knight Rider. That alone is confusing as hell. You don't even know what you want to eat. Let's say the person isn't even. Let's say the person is 5'8". He's 5'8". He's funny. Has a decent job. He's just not tall. Go ahead. You wanted to say something?
I was just going to say I wanted to go back to that example where you're ordering from both Domino's and Papa John's, and one has a few more pepperonis, the other one has the crust the way you like it. Well, the first one is a little bit crispier than you'd like, but the second one doesn't have the same ratio of toppings. You know what you have? You have two pizzas. And that's all you need to know is you have two pizzas. And if I have two pizzas, I'm eating them both. That's really all I care about is the fact that, okay, they may be a little bit different, but guess what? They taste the same going down. That's guaranteed. And I think that there is so much emphasis on these differentiations that really don't matter. You still get a pizza. Who gives a shit? Just enjoy it. And there's this belief that you have to meet these ridiculous requirements that they get imposed because of what society says should be. And then people buy into it. It's like, no. It's like what Michael Jordan says. Stop. Get help. It is not something to base your relationships on. It's not something that's going to be healthy for you or for society. You are setting yourself up for failure, for disappointment, and for being alone because you really don't know what you want, But what you do know is that what you want probably isn't right in front of you. And that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Say, yeah, I want this thing. I really can't define it, but what's in front of me really isn't it. How do you know? You can't even define what you really want. How do you know it's not right for you? I think what it is that there's a fear of making a wrong choice because they believe that something else is better out there. Chris Voss, the writer of Never Split the Difference, he was a former FBI negotiator. One thing that he says is never get so attached to something that you wouldn't give it up for something better. And normally that has to do with negotiations. The way that this applies to relationships is if you are attached to an ideal that you probably will never reach. You probably won't ever realize that ideal because, well, reasons. Who cares what the reasons are? If you just stay attached to that ideal without any evidence to believe that you deserve it, meaning that you aren't surrounded with the kind of people that meet that ideal on the regular, people of that ideal are not coming up to you and talking to you, and you are not making any kind of conversation with men of that ideal anyway. If one of those three things isn't the case, you might want to give that up for something that's actually just right in front of you that might provide you the fulfillment that you need in life. It's a symptom of this conversation that we're having really is a symptom of a self-serving mindset that does not serve anyone. I'm going to yield the mic.
I agree. 1,000. It's no different than a person picking and choosing who they favor in the family, or picking and choosing what type of gift you want to get somebody based on how you feel towards them. If you really are trying to create something long lasting, it's going to take more than a nice Gucci bag and that BBL that you just purchased. For the love of me, I don't know why anybody would put themselves in front of a camera for millions to see, claiming to find love. I think really it's just a business move for folks to network, and they really don't have any real true intentions on trying to meet anyone. The last one I watched, these people were 43 and up. 43 and up. If you ain't figured it out by then, I don't know what to tell you. For one, you shouldn't be that old on a dating show. Not acting the way that, from what I saw, no. Not at that age. Not talking like that. Not dressed like that. But what I thought was interesting was how we always associate this foundation within our own selfish reasoning and then try to wrap it up in a nice little disguise to make it appear as if it's one thing when it's completely something else. Like you just said, it's really about you. Anytime your criteria is solely based on how you feel and what you need and what you desire, but you're not really thinking about the other person, I don't know. I think it's just worse now. I don't really believe a lot of people are for what they say they are for, and it's showing, and it's quite evident. The more and more I see and observe and have conversations with different people, I'm noticing that what you say out your mouth is completely contrary to your actions, because you're still dealing with dickheads and or you're so damaged, like you said a few minutes ago, you can't even tell the difference. You don't even know. You know it's bad when you don't even know what is for you and what is not for you. How do you get to the point where you can't even tell what you need versus what you want? Huge red flag. Huge red flag. And I would challenge anybody to ask yourself, when you're having these encounters with the opposite gender, what are you going into it for? What are you looking for out of it? And then put yourself in their position and figure out if you're getting from them what you want them to want from you. Are you?
It's one thing that I was told, or one thing that I've heard on line. I think I was told this young when I was younger, was that when it comes to women, you can't believe what they say. You have to watch what they do, because often what they say and what they do are going to be two different things. And if you focus on only what they say, it's likely that you're going to feel a sense of betrayal. But if you look at what they do, you have a very good sense of their behavioral patterns. And for men, it's all about what we say, because what we say is what we do for the most part. And if women say that they are looking for something, and most likely their actions are going to say something else, the problem is that they will use that idea of what they say they want as an excuse to not settle for something else, when it's never about settling. It's about committing to an option that is going to serve you well, and is going to serve. It's going to serve both of you. It's going to serve you and your partner to the best of the ability, because of the way they're able to cooperate and work together. And you said that there are women that are like in their 40s that are going on that show. And it's like, wow, if you're that old, like you said, you don't belong on a dating show. My wife likes to watch the show called 90 Day Fiance, and it's on TLC. And I've watched a couple of episodes with her just to be able to see like the personality. But god damn, it's like there are women there that are in their 60s and they're dating men in their late 20s, early 30s. And it's like, are these boys looking for mom? It's like, what? And it's, or they'll have matchups that could make sense, but there's just so much emotional baggage and so much drama. It's like, this is not worth it. And in many cases, the men should say this is not worth it, and they don't. And they end up going further along into the relationship and realize how miserable they are, when they could have been prevented by letting that woman know, this is really not what I'm feeling. I'm sorry, but this isn't going to work. And making it clear, it's not going to work. No argument, no discussion, just it's not going to work. Sorry. I'm glad to have met you, but it's not going to work. You don't owe anybody an explanation beyond that. And women that are in the age groups that we're talking about, 40 to 65, good Lord, this is a demographic of women that are way outside their prime. And like I said earlier, well-adjusted men are going to base their dating and their mating situations based on, do you have what it takes to be a good mother? Are you at the right age, and are you fertile? First two things that get asked, because the first pillar of the human condition is procreation. Second one is, can you provide a stable household, and can you be someone who is inspiring and supportive, which are also components of the procreation pillar of human the human condition. And those are the things that the men are going to primarily looking for. They're looking for someone that they can build a home and a future with. For the most part, there are always going to be deviants. And I think we've gotten way past that ideal, where you have so many men and so many women that are suffering from what has been deemed mental illness, depression, anxiety, all kinds of other mood disorders, because they are acting outside of their natural instinct. And it feels wrong, but they don't know what else to do because they've been lied to and they haven't been supported the way they need to be. And I'm going to yield the mic.
I said this yesterday. The women that was on that panel, well, everybody that was up there for the most part, I said they look like the revolving door of the women that lied to them when they were teenagers. Everything that they said to them when they were in high school, or when they were getting their degrees, they were still child free. They didn't have all of that baggage. They were getting their information from bitter older women who were basically lying to them and trying to sabotage any hope they may have had of meeting somebody decent. They look like what the women before them looked like. And the reason I said it was because the attitude, the combativeness, the self-entitled attitude, so on and so on, all showed me variations of people that acted just like that before you did. And it's sad because you would expect more from this women empowerment thing, but you're getting lied to.
Well, that's just it. The whole women empowerment thing is being judged on the criteria of men. So yes, it is a lie. It is a smokescreen. It has the depth of a cardboard cutout and the stability of one as well. There's nothing there because women don't have the same biological rhythm that a man does. they have a good, if we're using the standard of legality here, they have a good 18 years of fertility, of being able to produce children. And after the 18 years, it becomes high risk, or they become menopausal and are infertile at that point. Men don't have that problem. Men can provide the seed, so to speak, up until the last day of life for them. But there's a reason for that. There is a biological reason that this exists in this way. And if you ignore that, then you are setting the human condition up for failure, because you are trying to set a set of irrational criteria based on what you want to see rather than what actually is. And that's called stupidity and ignorance, and maybe a little bit of crazy as well. I'm going to yield the mic because I'm getting kind of fired up.
Hey, it is what it is. I think it's just hypocritical to base all of your beliefs in something that hasn't even been proven to be successful in theory or in actuality. I haven't seen it yet, personally, but maybe there's a small minority where you can use this and show it to someone and say, this is what I have to show that this works. If you do it this way, I'm not seeing it. And if you want to go off of these shows, which are highly, I don't know how I feel about that. How much stock do you really put in to those conversations, those interviews, those I'm here to meet my match? I mean, people are so invested in them. It has to be true. But I don't know. I think we don't talk to each other no more. I want to go back to the traditional ways. I want to go back to doing things the way that they used to be. Cold approach, pass or fail. You either hit it off or you don't hit it off, and you keep it pushing. I want to go back to the more simpler times. This modernized version is not it. Those are my last thoughts on it. I do believe that personality matters. I think in the eyes of a lot of people, it doesn't. If you look attractive enough, you can pass for being stupid. If you look attractive enough, you can get away with damn near anything. Sorry, Trump. This ain't got nothing to do with you. But yeah, you're an exception. But nah, people with great personalities, I see them get friend zoned. I don't see them ending up in relationships or married. Not right away anyway. Probably it's usually after the damage has been done. Um, those just my last thoughts on it. If you have anything you want to add to it, before we close out. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say that personality isn't just important; it's vital. It's vital for the longevity of a relationship because it gives you something to really focus on as a way of creating trust. You can't do that with um, the initial meet or the initial criteria that you use for a relationship. And if you are using initial criteria for a relationship, make sure you're using the right criteria. Make sure you are using criteria that honors you and honors the person that you are evaluating. If you can't do that, in the words of the late and great Kevin Samuels, buy a dog and die alone. Because that's really all that's going to happen. But in all seriousness, it's make sure once you have if you feel that spark, follow it, regardless of what you think about the look of this person or what you think about where they are right now. Where they are right now is not where they're going to be in 5 years, 10 years. You bet on the potential of a person, not on what they've already achieved. Because most men don't achieve their lot in life until they're older, between 40 and 50. That's when men really achieve their lot in life. And women in their teen or in their 20s and very early 30s, like 30, 31, have no business dating men that are like 50 years old. So you're taking this journey together. There are no guarantees in life. Stop looking for them because they don't exist. Be willing to live, fall in love with life, and be excited about taking the risk of living. It's the only way that life becomes tolerable. And I yield the mic.
It reminded me of something. I'm gonna write it down right now so I don't forget it later for next week. I thank you for, you know, sharing your thoughts,
Always, man.
your input, you know. Uh Great way to close out the week. Shout out to you, shout out to everybody that's watching, that will watch later on. Definitely go ahead and rewind this back because there was a lot of things that we discussed here that doesn't really get broken down very often or get pointed out. So definitely keep your eye out for that. Um, don't know what I'm going to do for tomorrow yet, but the after hours will proceed as scheduled for Saturday. So stay tuned for that. Today is my Friday, so y'all be safe on the road. Enjoy the rest of your weekends. This is Assembly Excellence saying good night.